Hello, welcome in everybody. I'm John.
And I'm Claire.
And today we're talking about China birth rate. As we all know, birth rates around the world have been falling, but it seems to be really falling for a few countries, and now possibly in even China. And we'll take a look at that in a little bit more detail in the article. But first, do you know much about economy?
A little bit, but bare bones. I've had a look at this question, and I think I'm going to have a stab at it.
Okay. Why has China been able to grow its economy so quickly, so fast, so well?
My theory is that it all started with the big shift from the sort of planned economy, communist style, into the more free market economy. That really shifted gears. Also, I think when you've got a high amount of a high population with a fairly low, perhaps higher education rate, you've got a lot of labour and no minimum wage. So they can charge what they want for the products that they make whilst keeping the cost of production super, super low. So I think that has been a massive economic driver. And by undercutting the prices of just about everywhere else in the world for production, over that period since they, went to a capitalist-style economy, they've just managed to suck in all the production and manufacture for so many things. Think about how many things you own that say made in China on them.
Or it might be assembled in whatever country, but the parts were individually made in China very often.
Yeah. So I just think by undercutting the rest of the world and by paying their workers super low, they have made massive profits.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there's a famous case of a toy, I believe it was a pistol. And on the outside it says made in the USA, but if you crack open the plastic case, right underneath it says made in China.
I see.
Right underneath. So. Only the plastic case was made in the USA, but it's deceptive. And yeah, I said that low birth rates are happening around the world, but why is it a problem?
I think same as in South Korea, in the UK, people worry because we pay taxes into the system, and then at the other end we have to look after our elderly, our sick, our infrastructure using the taxpayers' money. But if there's not as many people in the younger generation, then surely the tax money will shrink.
Yeah. And a secondary issue would be once those older people die off and get too old to work, suddenly your working population is severely decreased. And whatever you were enjoying before, the level of productivity you were enjoying before has now been cut by 10%, 30, 40, 50%. Yeah, wow.
Labour is a huge resource and we can't do without it.
Especially in Korea.
In Korea, in China too.
Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and read that article in full. If you don't happen to have the time, I guess you could do the truncated version, but let's go ahead and try to read that, and we'll meet you in the next section.
China birth rate. Local leaders in China have been asked to take action on the country's declining birth rate, which fell to a record low of 6.77 births per 1,000 people in 2022. This is the result of factors including changing attitudes toward marriage and the after effects of the one-child policy, which was in effect prior to 2015. Some provinces have introduced financial incentives to encourage people, including unmarried couples, to have kids. China is still a developing country, so a drastic decline in population would pose many challenges.